Round 5 of the What If Tournament battle. An Enforcer Inquisitor versus Weiss is a faunus. Now first we'll start with the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor has force powers, lightning, able to sense attacks, pressures. But Weiss has her semblance, aura, dust, and her combat abilities. Versus an Inquisitor who's had training since they were a child. But Schnee has had to train as a child as well, both which are highly intelligent. But will the Force be able to conquer a semblance, or will a semblance be able to defeat the Force? Without further ado, let's get into this. As a ship lands at the old ruins, as the Inquisitor gets out of her TIE fighter, she walks out. What is this place? I was told that there was an enemy of the Empire here. As then, Weiss would be in the middle of the ruins. So you're the person that's been targeting faunuses, have you? As she would use her helmet to scan. Life form of this planet. Biosignature unrecognizable. Power unknown. Proceed with caution, but do you take care of? I assume you're the threat I was here to delete from the Empire. As she uses the Force to send some rubble towards Weiss, as she would jump off the rubble and just be on the ruin. As she throws another piece of rock, as she uses her rapier to freeze it, as it would fall down below. Can use some ice powers, eh? As she then sends some force lightning, as she jumps out from the middle and onto the roof of the top of the ruin, as the lightning had destroyed the pillars as it falls down. As it starts to fall through, as she rushes towards the other side, towards the Inquisitor. As she lights her lightsaber, as she swings, as she changes the dust on her rapier to send fire out, which pushes back the Inquisitor, as she does this to land on the same cliff as her. Not just ice, but fire as well. As she then sends some lightning towards Weiss, as then her semblance comes out and blocks it with its blade. Can summon an armored creature. As she swings, as the big knight swings with its blade, as the lightsaber goes straight through the blade, sending it flying off, as it lands right behind the Inquisitor. As she rapiers towards the Inquisitor from behind, as she senses it using the Force, quickly dodges before hitting Weiss in the face with one hand, sending her flying off. As she starts to walk towards, you're strong, but not strong enough. As the knight then just swings off, but somehow she cannot sense it with the Force, as it punches her and sends her towards the ruins, as it embeds her into the ruins. As she gets out, as her helmet is damaged, as she takes it off, revealing her green hair, and she tosses it to the side. It seems like my job's not done just yet. How is that thing still able to bypass my sensory of the Force? I'd better deal with it first, as then several blasts of dust are coming towards her, as she then just uses the Force to lift up rocks to take the blast. As then she would change the form of the knight into a bee, as she would send it towards the Inquisitor. As she sees this, so it can change forms too, as she would then focus on just sending the top of the ruin that had fallen onto a lower layer and lifts it up to hit the bee, as it sends some stingers towards the Inquisitor as she swings her lightsaber, deflecting the attacks. As it would hit the bee, as it would transform back to the knight as it swings its sword, as she would quickly jump away and jump on a smaller ledge of the ruin as the sword had cut down a bit of the stone. As Weiss would come behind and use her rapier to freeze her leg, as she would use the force to send her flying towards the other side of the ruin. As the knight comes rushing towards her, she grabs her other lightsaber and tosses it towards the knight as it's cut in half. As then she pulls it back. As then Weiss speeds up to strike the Inquisitor in the chest. As she sees this, she drops her lightsaber as it powered off, and she uses the force, as then suddenly Weiss is grabbing her neck. You may be strong, but the power of the force is much stronger. As she starts to squeeze, as then suddenly the knight starts to reform as it swings its blade towards the Inquisitor. As she notices it, as she drops her, as then she gets sent flying into the mountain. As she gets sent down, she slumps down. Weiss is starting to breathe. That was close. As she gets up to make her way towards, she then looks down, as then apparently the lightsaber went right through her chest. As she falls over and falls down to the ruins, as the knight disappears. As the Inquisitor gets up, as she her arm almost got severed by the attack of that knight, if she hadn't used the force to apply to her arm. You were strong, but you forgot about my second lightsaber. As she would make her way back to her TIE fighter, before taking off. Winner, the Inquisitor. Make sure to like and subscribe for more.